The camera opens on a dimly lit cavern deep inside an alien base on the planet Zevra. The air is thick with tension, illuminated by the flickering lights of high-tech equipment. The Ginther, a formidable species characterized by their tall, thin frames and striking blue skin, stand around a control panel. Their posture exudes confidence, bolstered by their technological superiority. Gorth, the leader of the operation, stands tall, his elongated fingers rhythmically tapping against the glowing control panel, reflecting his anticipation. "How many did we manage to capture?" Gorth asks, his voice steady yet tinged with impatience. His azure skin shimmers under the artificial light, accentuating the sharp angles of his face, a face that has seen countless battles yet carries the weight of this particular mission heavily. Dostar, his second-in-command, shifts nervously. He looks up from the readouts with a slight smirk, attempting to mask his own unease. 24, sir. A standard human daycare group. The words spill out quickly, his excitement barely contained. There's an air of triumph in his voice, but Gortha's eyes narrow, a sense of satisfaction crossing his features. Perfect. Humans place immense value on their offspring. They will be desperate for their return. We will have the leverage we need. Gorth responds, the corners of his mouth lifting in a predatory smile as he imagines the chaos that will ensue. As the transport pods hiss open, releasing the group of human children into the containment chamber, an unexpected turn unfolds. Instead of cowering in fear, the children instantly spring into action, their playful energy erupting like a volcano. The room is filled with their giggles and shouts, a cacophony of innocence that sharply contrasts the sterile, intimidating environment of the alien base. Little Jacob, a 6-year-old with wild hair and an infectious laugh, picks up a piece of discarded alien technology, a shimmering energy conduit, and begins to wield it like a sword, his imagination igniting an epic adventure. Pew pew. He runs in circles around his classmates, who cheer him on, their faces glowing with excitement. The energy in the room is electric, a spontaneous joy that seems to confuse the Ginther soldiers who watch through the reinforced glass. From behind the glass, Gortha's eyes widen in disbelief. "What is that child doing?" he whispers, incredulous. The sight of the children playing, seemingly unfazed by their predicament, shakes his confidence. Dostar tilts his head, struggling to comprehend the scene before him. "I believe." "He is playing, sir." The words hang in the air, a baffling notion that the Glinthar had not prepared for. "Playing. We are not here for games." "Shut it down." Gortha's agitation mounts, his voice rising as he struggles to maintain control. His eyes dart back to the control panel, where the readings are beginning to spike. Dostar hurriedly taps commands on the control panel, but to their dismay, error messages flash across the screen, the situation spiraling beyond their control. "It appears one of the children has triggered an energy surge in the room," he reports, the panic in his voice evident. Gortha's frustration grows. How could this happen? These are human children. They should not be able to tamper with advanced glint technology. The words are harsh, laced with disbelief. Dostar, baffled, reviews the surveillance footage, his eyes widening in disbelief. It seems the child named Ethan has figured out how to reroute power using his action figure. "He's currently dismantling our energy grid, sir." The revelation strikes Gorth like a blow. He watches helplessly as the chaos unfolds. The children's laughter fills the chamber, and before he can process this shocking development, a loud crash reverberates through the room. One of the children has toppled a supply shelf, scattering alien gadgets across the floor. Another child, Danny, has taken one of the fallen devices, a communication orb, and is now pretending to call his mother. "Mom. Yeah, I'm at some weird alien place. They've got funny-looking snacks here." The other children erupt in laughter, their carefree joy a stark contrast to the Glinthar soldiers' confusion. Gortha's face twitches in disbelief, his tactical mind struggling to comprehend the situation. This is unpredictable. This was not in the intelligence reports, he mutters, his gaze fixed on the chaos unfolding before him. Dostar, still grappling with the scenario, hesitates before suggesting an alternative approach. Perhaps we should contain them individually. Segregate the more destructive ones. Do it, but hurry. Gorth barks, the urgency palpable in his tone. But as Dostar begins to input commands, a loud crash echoes through the chamber. One of the soldiers slips on a discarded toy and crashes into a wall, causing more raucous laughter from the children. Gortha's eyes widen in disbelief as he watches the monitors, his frustration mounting. "Shall we negotiate with them, sir?" Dostar stammers, grasping at straws as the situation spirals out of control. Negotiate with human children. They don't even comprehend the gravity of this situation. They have no sense of reason or strategy. Gorth shouts, his composure fraying. Suddenly, the containment chamber doors burst open, and the children spill out into the hallways of the base, the alarm system blaring as lights flash red. Gorth clenches his fists, frustration boiling over as he realizes the extent of their predicament. This is going to be harder than we thought. All units, focus on containment. His voice strains through the intercom, but chaos ensues as the Glinthar soldiers, trained for tactical warfare, find themselves utterly unprepared for the sheer unpredictability of a pack of hyperactive human children. In one wing of the base, a group of 5-year-olds discovers the alien mess hall. Sarah, a particularly curious child, inspects the strange gelatinous food served to the Glinthar warriors. "Hey, this looks like gel." She grabs a handful and smushes it between her fingers, her face contorting in disgust. "Gross." The other children eagerly join her, soon turning the alien mess hall into a battleground of sticky, colorful blobs. Food flies in every direction, splattering across walls and unsuspecting Glinthar soldiers who dare to intervene. Gortha's voice booms over the comms, desperation creeping in. "Control them." But it's no use. One Glinthar soldier trying to grab a child slips on the goo and crashes into a wall, causing the children to erupt in laughter, finding his fall far more entertaining than the food fight. Meanwhile, in the tech lab, Ethan and Jacob have managed to open a door leading to the Glinthar armory. "Whoa, these look way cooler than Nerf guns," Jacob exclaims, excitement lighting up his face as he stares at the array of alien weapons lining the walls. Without hesitation, he grabs what resembles a laser blaster, unaware of its true potential. "Pew pew," he shouts, pretending to shoot invisible enemies. Ethan's eyes widen, and he quickly follows suit. "Cool. My turn." Before the soldiers can intervene, the children run through the base, armed with weapons far beyond their comprehension. Fortunately for the Glinthar, the children's aim is terrible, and most of their shots hit walls, ceilings, and the occasional piece of equipment. However, the chaos continues to escalate. Sirens blare, doors malfunction, and systems crash all over the base. Amid the turmoil, Gorth paces furiously, his composure unraveling with each passing moment. "They are destroying everything. Where are the soldiers?" he barks, desperation creeping into his voice as he glances at the surveillance screens displaying scenes of utter chaos. Dostar's panicked voice crackles through. "They're trying, sir, but there are too many children, and they're everywhere." Gorth slams his fist against the console, frustration boiling over. This was not how it was supposed to go. They were the Glinthar, conquerors of planets, feared across galaxies. Yet here they were, brought to their knees by a handful of human toddlers. Just as Gorth is about to issue another command, a loud crash echoes from the main control room. He turns to see a small boy, probably no older than 6, standing triumphantly on a control panel, grinning widely. Behind him, the central power core flickers ominously. "What did you do?" Gorth whispers, dread creeping into his voice. The boy, oblivious to the chaos, simply shrugs and presses another button, sending sparks flying. The alarms blare even louder, and Gortha's frustration reaches a breaking point. The base descends into disarray as soldiers trained for tactical warfare find themselves utterly unprepared for the sheer unpredictability of a pack of hyperactive human children. As the chaos unfolds, Gorth watches, his mind racing. The children have taken over the ship's controls, and he realizes the severity of their actions. One of the boys, Jacob, gleefully proclaims, "I'm flying. Look, I'm Captain Jacob." With each passing second, the base becomes less about containment and more about survival. Gortha's control slips further away, replaced by the joyous chaos of childhood. "We need to regain control. Now," he shouts, but his voice gets lost in the laughter echoing through the hallways. Doster's voice crackles over the intercom, filled with urgency. "Sir, they're heading towards the launch bay. If they access the ships, we will lose everything." Panic floods Gortha's mind as he processes the implication of the children commandeering their ships. "All units, to the launch bay. We cannot let them take our ships." As Gorth races through the halls, he catches a glimpse of the children bounding joyously through the corridors, their laughter resonating as they playfully dodge soldiers attempting to catch them. They are so carefree, oblivious to the danger surrounding them, a stark reminder of their innocence. Finally, Gorth arrives at the launch bay, where the children have already accessed several small ships, climbing aboard and pretending to pilot them into the stars. "Stop! You can't do this," he yells, desperation lacing his voice. But the children are too caught up in their own excitement to listen. Jacob sits at the controls of one ship, eyes sparkling with wonder. "I'm a pilot. I'm flying to the moon." Ethan, beside him, claps his hands, giddy with delight. "To infinity and beyond." The chaos escalates as the engines roar to life, startling the nearby Glinthar soldiers, who scramble to contain the situation. But as Gorth shouts commands, the children press random buttons, causing the ships to emit beeping sounds and lights to flash wildly. Dostar watches in disbelief as one ship begins to hover, the doors slowly closing as Jacob and Ethan's laughter echoes throughout the bay. "What are they doing?" he breathes, his voice a mixture of awe and panic. As the first ship takes off, Gorth realizes the gravity of the situation. "All available units. We must prevent them from taking our ships. Initiate lockdown procedures." But chaos reigns as the other children scramble aboard various ships, each finding their seat and pretending to be astronauts. The first ship zooms out into space, Jacob and Ethan standing at the front, eyes wide with wonder as they gaze at the stars. "We're flying. Look, Ethan. We're flying." Gorth can only watch in disbelief as more ships launch, leaving the base vulnerable and exposed. He turns to Dostar, who stands frozen in shock, trying to process the spectacle before him. "We need a new strategy. These children, they are far more unpredictable than we anticipated," Gorth says, his voice low and resigned. Dostar nods solemnly, trying to grasp the full extent of their failure. "Should we pursue them, sir?" Gorth shakes his head, a glimmer of understanding dawning in his eyes. "No, we will let them go. For now, they have taught us a valuable lesson." As the camera zooms out, capturing the devastation left in the wake of the children's adventures, Gorth takes a deep breath, reflecting on the day's unexpected turns. In the universe of strategy and control, it's the innocent unpredictability of children that can spark the most profound lessons. Perhaps the greatest power lies not in control, but in the joy of exploration and imagination. Gorth murmurs to himself, a new perspective taking root in his mind. As the screen fades to black, soft laughter echoes, a reminder of the adventure that unfolded, leaving behind not just chaos but a sense of wonder that even the Glinthar had never anticipated. The camera pans out into the depths of space, the ships filled with laughter and joy, darting through the stars, an unexpected fleet of young adventurers with the universe before them. In the following days, Gorth and his troops scramble to recover their lost ships, but each report returns with news of the children exploring uncharted planets, establishing unlikely friendships with alien species. Gorth can't shake the feeling that the children's presence has altered something fundamental within him. He stands before the control panel, a hint of a smile creeping across his face as he imagines what other worlds they might discover. Perhaps they will show us the way forward, he muses, staring into the vastness of the galaxy, the stars twinkling like diamonds against the velvet black sky. And somewhere among the stars, Jacob and Ethan are discovering new adventures, leaving trails of laughter and joy, a stark contrast to the cold, calculated nature of the Glinthar Empire. Gorth watches as the ships disappear into the distance, the memories of the children's laughter echoing in his mind, a reminder that in the midst of chaos, there is always room for wonder and imagination.